Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. In this video, we are going to talk about some horror movies for this spooky season, but more specifically, we're going to talk about some horror movies that you maybe have never seen, or maybe ones you have seen and forgot about. Basically, I'm going to talk about some ones that maybe are not quite so mainstream. I mean, granted, there are going to be some in here that are mainstream, and you might have even heard of a decent amount of these, but this is just giving a suggestion of some movies that maybe you've never heard of, or maybe just some horror movies that you've missed that you could watch over this Halloween season. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, one shy of 20. I should have picked out 20. Would have been a nice round number, but instead, looks like I think we have 19. So let's get started. I'm not going to go over what the movies are about too much. I'll just give a quick, brief, just idea of what the movie's about. Just enough to see whether it piques your interest or not, and seeing if it's something that you want to investigate further. So we're just going to go quick and get through this. And the first movie we're doing is from George A. Romero, and it's a vampire film, and it's Martin. This is a beautiful set from Second Sight. I don't know if this set is still available, but I'm pretty sure you can still get the traditional one. But yeah, most people think of George Romero, they think of zombies, but this time he did vampires. This movie's pretty good. Check it out. Next, we are going to do a movie from James Wan, who normally does the Conjuring movies, but this is Malignant. And you know what? I'm not even going to go into deep detail about Malignant. Just go in blind. Some people hated this movie. Some people loved it. Some people were kind of in between. I loved it. I thought the soundtrack was great. I just thought it was a really cool movie. I've never been a big Conjuring guy, but I did enjoy this one. So definitely check that out. I think it's well worth your time. Next, we're going to do a deep dive into a movie that maybe a lot of you have never heard of. It's Mad God. This movie is basically a stop motion nightmare, more or less. Look at that creepy eye on the back. Outstandingly beautiful stop motion, nightmare fuel all the way through. Definitely an acquired taste, but I think it's worth your time just for the beautiful stop motion animation alone. Next, we are going to delve into a movie from Bong Joon-ho. I'm pretty sure he did that. I think it was Bong Joon-ho. Yep. This was Parasite? Was that the one that won Best Picture? But this is The Host. It's just it's a monster movie with a lot of emotion. That's one thing I really like about some of these foreign films you get. They might be typical monster movies, but there's usually a lot of levels of like emotion in it. I think that movie is well worth your time, just like Train to Busan. Very emotional horror zombie movie. And I kind of think my camera is a little uneven, but we've already started, so we're just going to keep going. We're going to forget that. I'm just noticing that right now. Next is a movie from Mill Creek, and that's Pulse. This is another deep dive that... a movie that a lot of people may have never heard of. And it's a kind of a science fiction horror movie where electricity is the villain. It's an interesting film. I definitely think you should check it out. Not a perfect film, not even a great film. Just a fun 80s film. Next, we're going to delve into more 80s, and this is from Scream Factory. I can't remember if this one got a 4K or not. I don't know, but I only have the Blu-ray. It's April Fool's Day. It's kind of like a fun little slasher. A bunch of friends go to an old like lake cabin house, and they start getting killed off one by one. Or do they? You get to the end. Not everything is quite what it seems. That's an interesting film. Definitely check that one out. Next, we're going to do another Scream Factory one. And this is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I've talked about this movie a lot on my channel. This movie is fantastic. It's nice and short, too. I want to say, it's 87 minutes long. This is about a father and son who are, they work in a funeral home, and they're about to do an autopsy on this woman who comes in, and she's dead, but she might not be dead. We'll just leave it at that. Definitely check that movie out. That is well worth your time. especially what they can do in 87 minutes. It's very intriguing. It's a very good film. Next, we have a movie from Blue Underground, a beautiful 4K, Dead and Buried, with this really cool, let's see if we can get it to work. There we go. Lenticular cover. This is a movie about I think it's like a small little coastal town, and people are being murdered, and then all of a sudden, they show back up alive and well, but just a little off. We'll leave it at that. Next, this is another deep dive. A lot of people maybe haven't heard of this one. I believe they redid this movie with Meatloaf quite a few years ago. I don't know if it was a direct remake of this, but Stage Fright. It's basically about some actors who are rehearsing a new musical about about brutal murders, or it might be a specific murder. I don't actually remember. And a psychopath escapes from a mental institution, ends up in the theater. They all get locked in there at night, and he starts taking them out one by one. It's a pretty fun slasher, if I do say so myself. Next, we're going to delve into some Dario Argento. A lot of you may have heard of this movie if you like Dario Argento, but Inferno. This is a movie kind of your opening, Gates of Hell and Books of Evil and stuff like that. Not his greatest film by any means, but visually, I think there's some shots in here that are some of my all-time favorite visual shots that Dario Argento has ever done. Next, we are going to delve into some Lucio Fulci, The Beyond. I believe this movie was also called what was it called? I think it was the Seven Gates of Hell or something like that. I don't remember. But this is, once again, this is kind of a demonic, kind of ghost, like haunted house story type deal, but it's also dealing with like the portal of hell and opening up gates of hell and letting the dead come out into the world. Very, very cool movie. I like a lot of Lucio Fulci. I think he's pretty good. They call him the Godfather of gore, and that movie is definitely gory. Next, we got one from Arrow Video in this horribly stupid blue case. I hate that. It should be clear or black, not blue. But Horror Express, nonetheless. This movie is fun. It's about a train, and there's a guy in there who has a humanoid that is frozen, and it turns out to be an alien. It gets thawed and starts transporting itself from body to body. It's kind of like The Thing on a train. Very cool movie. Cool soundtrack, too. Next, we have a Wes Craven film, another one from Scream Factory, Deadly Friend. This is kind of a Frankenstein-ish kind of movie, but in a weird, different kind of way. But it's kind of like Frankenstein, Reanimator sort of deal. We'll leave it at that. But that movie, I think this might have been like a made-for-TV movie. Well, maybe not. I thought it was, but maybe not. It kind of, I think it's not made for TV, but I remember it kind of playing like a made for TV movie, but still Wes Craven. It's still worth your time. We got another Scream Factory one release in here. This is Alone in the Dark. This is about a mental institution, and a power outage lets all the patients in the insane asylum roam free and start tormenting a local neighborhood. And they got to try to stop them. That's a cool film as well. Next, we're going to delve into a Criterion Collection. How are we sitting here on time? 9 minutes. Not bad, not bad. Criterion Collection, Carnival of Souls. This movie is super, super cool. It's about a lady who gets a job as an organist at a local, not a local church, but at a church, and she's en route to start her job, and she starts getting these like visions, these horrific kind of like visions that lead her to a little pavilion, like a lakeside pavilion, and interesting things happen when she gets there. This movie is really, really cool. Some cool imagery in that film as well. It's creepy for when did it come out? 1962. yeah, it's creepy. There's some creepy imagery in this. I really enjoyed this one. And it's only 78 minutes, so that's a nice short one. That's the beauty with a lot of these films. They're really, really short. And I think this one is no exception. I don't remember how long this next one is, but I remember it being not super long. This is from Arrow Video, Girls Night Out. It's kind of a fun little college slasher. It starts off a little boring, a little slow, but it definitely got better over time, and I ended up really, really enjoying it. Yeah, cool little slasher. Not the greatest slasher ever made, but definitely a fun one to watch around this time. We only got 3 movies left, and I've saved these 3 specifically for the end because these last 3 movies I have are all movies that are kind of shot like kind of found footage slash like documentary style movies, and I think these 3 would be a really good triple feature one night. But if you only have time for 2, there's 2 of these in here that would definitely make a really good double feature. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the WNUF Halloween special. This movie I like this movie. I thought this movie was pretty cool. I'd heard about this movie for like years and years, and I know Vinegar Syndrome put out a release, and I did not get that one. But then this got a re-release. I don't know if it was a year later or something. I don't know. And I picked it up then. And I just said this in another video at Walmart. They have this, you can get this at Walmart with a slightly different slipcover. But this is shot it's kind of like a news broadcast type of deal. They're like in this haunted house and they think this house is haunted. But the thing that's really cool is they play it off like they're doing they do commercials. There's Halloween, like 1980s like Halloween commercials in between the segments that they're showing from inside this house. And as the night goes on, like everything starts off kind of fine, and as the night goes on, things just kind of go take a turn for the worse. But yeah, this movie is definitely really cool. Next, actually, we'll do this one, because this one would make a great double feature with that one, because this movie's kind of the same way. This is Ghost Watch. And this also takes place in like a haunted house where they're kind of they're filming this house. They're doing like a live broadcast. They got people like back in their studio, and then they got people live on location at this haunted house. And they're just filming the house and trying to see if they can capture anything spooky. And as the night goes on, things just get more and more intense. So this one and this one would definitely make a great double feature. But if you have time to do like a triple feature, I also recommend adding The Last Broadcast to that list of movies to watch. This movie is basically kind of like a lost footage documentary style movie about 3 people who go into the Pine Barrens in New Jersey and try to do a documentary on the Jersey Devil, and some bad stuff happens. This movie too is a lot of people. This movie came out a whole year before the Blair Witch Project did, and nobody really heard about this movie. So technically, a lot of people credit the Blair Witch for being like this very first kind of found footage type film, like the first really big one, which granted, yes, it might have been the first really big one, but this one came out a whole year before the Blair Witch. And this movie is definitely worth your time. It's very, very, very low budget. I mean, they shot this on a matter of just like, I think it was like a few $1,000s tops. It was done very cheaply. And for how cheap it was, it's very impressive. You only really kind of start to see the cheapness of it kind of towards the end, which kind of ruins it a little bit, but not enough to not watch it. So it's definitely worth your time. So yes. So like I said, these 3 for sure would make a great triple feature. And if you only got time for 2, this makes a great double feature. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you have any suggestions of movies that are maybe not so quite mainstream? Maybe some that people have forgot about or that maybe people have never heard of. Leave some comments in the comment section below, guys. I love talking about this. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing as always. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.